and I answered my phone and he was just crying. I was like, oh my gosh, like what happened? And he just kept saying like, I can't remember anything.
Every day brings new life when I'm by your side, when I'm by your side. You will never fail me, you will never fail me.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Trey.
Miley.
We are the J family. We have two beautiful kids, Nayan and Jet. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You can hit the thing here or the button up there. I don't care which one you hit, but hit one. Just gonna get right into today's video, which is about my future with football and kind of what's transpired of his last couple of days of training camp. You guys probably saw, or if you haven't, I was waived/injured by the Chargers a couple of days ago, which means that I got hurt.
So we had a lot of people then, well not a lot of people, but I saw some people reaching out or responding to that thinking that Trey then was just like cut from the Chargers.
Which that's not the case. When you get waived/injured, like they waive an injured player, you go to this thing called IR, injured reserve, where you're still technically a part of the team, you're just hurt. So we want to make this video to kind of explain what happened and where we're at right now and how I'm feeling and all of that.
So if you've been at like the training camp and stuff, like he hasn't been there practicing since day 4 because he got hurt on day 3, but he is still with the Chargers.
I got a concussion, my third one. It happened like, it wasn't like a violent hit. I know like football is a violent sport, so like any type of hit could be like is considered violent, but it wasn't your traditional concussion type hit.
Because it was just doing drills, not even like
tackling the offense or nothing like that. It was just like doing linebacker drills. So day 3 of practice it happened, and I continued practicing because I didn't really, you know, so I didn't think, oh, concussion. Like when I got my concussion in the past, it was like an instant, oh man, I'm super dizzy. Like, but this one was kind of like, oh man, that dinged me a little bit, but you know what I'm saying, football, that's just what we run my bell a little bit. But I came home that night to see Miley and them, and I was telling her like my head really hurts, like it hurts a lot. But I just thought, okay, my thoughts were I'll just sleep it off.
Well, hold on, let me just clarify. Like he didn't come home because he was hurt. Every night, like they get done with their meetings like 7 p.m. and curfew's not till 10.
Like 10.
So he used that opportunity for the first time to say like, hey, he wanted to come over for a couple hours since we live so close to where campus is. So he came over just to hang out, and while he was here, he was saying, man, my head hurts so bad, like I think I might honestly have a concussion. And I was like, no, you don't. Like, I mean, I thought maybe, but I was like, I saw you practice earlier, like you didn't say anything after practice, like I don't think you have a concussion, like last time like you knew you had a concussion. And so I just said like, you're probably really dehydrated, like you need to drink more water tonight, take some Tylenol, I'm sure you're fine.
Right. I went back to my hotel and the next morning, it hurt. I tried to go to meetings anyway, even though my head was pounding, vision was off, everything was just bad. I went to meetings just like, man, I'm cool, like it'll go away, like it ain't nothing too bad. And I couldn't focus on what the coach was telling me and like what was being said in that meeting. And then the lights were killing me, and like it was terrible, like it was terrible. So I sat through the meeting, like the meeting was like 20 minutes. Then after, I went up to the special team coach, was like, man, like, I don't know if I'm able to go today, man. My head really, really, really hurts really bad. I think I might have a concussion. Like, I talked to him, I broke down, telling him, like, this is like my 3rd one. And, like, they tell you need to retire after your 3rd one. So he's like, go get checked by the doctors instantly. He's like, go get looked at by the doctors. So I go down to our trainers, and then I step out into like the sunlight, and man, it really hurt. And I go see our trainer, like I'm crying, and cause like my head is pounding, and I'm scared about my future and all of this stuff.
Me yet?
Then that's when I called you. I called you before I called you, and then I talked to Damon.
Yeah, the night before, I mean, he had said he had a headache, but I wasn't, and he was gonna like see how I felt the next morning, but I was assuming he probably was gonna feel better the next morning. I mean, I was a little bit worried, like, he had such a bad headache, but I wasn't actually thinking he was gonna wake up, like, oh, I have a concussion, it'd be bad. So then I was surprised when I woke up, like, I was still sleeping, and his call woke me up, and I answered my phone, and he was just crying, and I was immediately just, like, really scared, like, and, because I couldn't understand him at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what happened? And he just kept saying, like, I can't remember anything. I was like, what do you mean? What can't you remember? And I was like really scared, and I was trying to get him to like explain more. And he was like, I guess he was saying like you were just in meetings and you couldn't remember anything. Right. But like he was just sobbing, so I couldn't really understand him. And I was just trying to get more out of him. And I was like, no, like you explained, like say that again. I couldn't really understand. And then he hung up on me. And then I was like really freaking out and kept texting him. And then again, like 20 minutes later, I think you called back again, but it was basically the same thing. I couldn't really understand what you were saying because you were crying so much, and then you hung up. And so I was really stressed, just texting him over and over again, couldn't get a hold of him. And so I figured, oh, he must be going to practice. He must be trying to practice through this because why isn't he texting me back? And so I packed up the kids like normal that we usually did the first 3 days of camp to go over there. And I was like, I'll either watch him practice or I will see him like with the trainers. And like be able to talk to him and see what's going on. But
no, I had, after me and her conversation, I had went into my, like I said, to the trainers and crying, bawling because my head was hurting, my vision was blurry, the light sensitivity was super bad, and like it was the worst it's ever been. Like I told you, this is my 3rd one, and this is by far the worst I've ever felt.
Recovery wise, not from what happened.
Not what happened
was like the least
yes,
impact,
right.
But the recovery has been way harder than the other one.
Right, and so I appreciate the Chargers trainers because they took me they called the doctors right away. We went and got tests done on my brain and everything, and those came out great. And then they just told me like, hey, go home and just try to recover, which I really appreciate the way the Chargers have handled this situation and like the way they let me recover, because they've been very what's the word I'm looking for? Accommodating with sending me home while they're at training camp right now practicing. They let me be home. My family just kind of recovering, doing my thing.
Like when I was driving over to campus, almost campus, when I got a call from his trainer saying we just left the ER. So that's why he wasn't answering, because he was there getting a CT scan. Right. And he said like, can you head over to the hotel, meet us at the hotel and come stay with him here. But when I got to the hotel, like I had the kids and Trey's mom with me, so he just said like, and the trainer like saw how bad Trey was doing, and was just like, you live close, like just go home, like don't worry about it, go home and be with your family, just like try to relax and we'll keep checking in on you. But so he's been home since. He hasn't went back to the hotel. I mean, we went to the doctor once and checked in with the trainers once other time, but
I probably checked in. Like I text him, they text him every day though. I talk to him every day. So to update y'all, I guess how I'm feeling right now. Like my head still hurts a lot. The light sensitivity has gotten way better since the first day. Like it still bothers me sometimes, like if I'm in the light too long, like my head starts to hurt.
Today's our first day like really having like the lights on in the house.
Right. Like usually I've just been upstairs in my room, like TV off, lights off, covered the windows with blankets and everything. He's
probably gonna be feeling today, tomorrow.
Right.
Because seriously, for like the first week or however long it's been, like 5 days, like the lights were just, we had the lights off in the entire house. We had towels covering any lights on the TVs. We had towels hanging up covering any like the tiny window we had in the bathroom because it needed to be just like blacked out upstairs. Right. And yeah, so that's how it was the first while, and he still would just have like a pillow shoved on his face, just in so much pain, trying to cover out any light. And then like a couple days ago, we turned on the lights for a couple hours to like clean the house because it was becoming just a disaster living with in complete darkness. It was like stressful. So we turned on the lights and like got stuff done, and he really felt that. Then again, the next morning, then he was hurting again. Right. And so today we've had the lights on. Hopefully tomorrow he still feels okay. It seems like your headache is still there. Like your headache
has been constant.
Yeah. Has it gotten better at all?
Mm-mm.
So he still has a constant headache. He's just like taking Tylenol, like just has a headache all day, every day. But at least the light sensitivity is getting better and better. So he's like,
right. And try to be a little bit normal.
Like, yeah, not be completely miserable.
So that's been for like a week. And I got a call from the gym, so they're gonna put me on IR to just let me recover. That's when you guys saw the reports, I got waived and all of that good stuff. So yes, I am technically still a part of the Charger organization. It's just they're giving me time to really focus on my mental health because my mental health is very important to me. It should have been in the future, like I'm in the past, but like now it's really important, especially on seeing how long this concussion is already taking me to recover. And so I really want to take the time to make sure that I'm right. And like I've played through a lot of injuries in football. I played through broken fingers or whatever you can think. I played through a lot of stuff, sprained ankle, all type of things. If I could play through it, bruised, really broken. If I can play through it, I'll play through it. And like who knows, I might play through some concussions too that I didn't know about. But
well, even not to play through, but like if you've seen our other video, watch that, talking about how he ended up getting from like the Cardinals to the Chargers was because he got a concussion with the Cardinals during a game, and they released him, and he went to the Cowboys a couple weeks later. And so that recovery was like really quick, like getting through the concussion protocol. He got through that fast because he wanted to hurry and sign somewhere else. And he felt fine, like he felt okay, and to where he cleared, like he was able to pass concussion protocol. But it's like when we're really like deep looking into things now, I'm just seeing basically everything saying like you can't just go off symptoms. Like symptoms, yeah, could clear up in 1 to 2 weeks, but your brain isn't fully healed and fine for 6 weeks, and that's like your first concussion, and it like goes up from there. And what I'm worried, like why this one's been worse, is because he got hit, but then he didn't step out. He, I mean, hit over, he played another, I mean, did practice for another hour and a half after that, you know? And so even just running around, everything makes it so much worse if you take another blow or do too much activity, whatever, shaking your brain even more, like immediately after when it's like not healed. And so that's what I guess our worries, like think that this recovery is probably going to take a while. I don't know. This one has just been way more just eye-opening of like, okay, there's a life after football. Where as much as like I really don't want this to be the end of football for him just because he wants to accomplish so much more, I would hate for it to be because of this. Yeah, like there's also then the other huge part being like, I need you to just be in our kid's life and be my husband and be present. So I mean, right now he's on my arm.
Like it's really a thin line because I never thought 3 years into my NFL career I'll be sitting here talking about, you know, no, I ain't gonna say walking away from the game, because that's not a decision I've made yet. All I know is right now that I'm taking my time to heal from this concussion properly, to make sure that I'm okay. Because like the crazy thing is, like I asked the doctor about my CT scan when I had to get a CT scan because my headache had gotten worse, to make sure that everything was okay. And he told me the CT scan was great, everything looked good. But at the same breath told me that I was playing with a fractured skull. So it's kind of like...
He said like, yeah, you have multiple skull
fractures, but other than that, it looks okay.
He was like, that's normal for football players.
So like, I don't like listen to that. Like, I don't want that to be my life. Like that's normal to just have a fractured skull. And so like, that's why I'm really focused on my health, and especially my mental health, because like Miley said, I want to be like there and I can be present. Like I just want to be like a body. Like I want to be there and be able to enjoy my kids growing up, and not have to sit in a dark room and all of that type of stuff. So
where I mean, like last year or 2 years ago when he got the concussion during preseason, it was immediately like I need to get signed somewhere. Like I need to go, and which maybe is what you needed then, but it wasn't smart in the long run health wise. But right now, he could be like, no, I need to pass this concussion protocol and just go BS, like, and try to get through it, to immediately like, oh, I got to play preseason games. I need to like go show out and try to like make this 53. But right now, it's just like
that, like she said 2 years ago, whenever my rookie year, 3 years ago, whatever, that was my focus. Like I need to go show out. Like I gotta go prove that I know in my heart that I can play in this league. But at this point in my life, with me having 2 beautiful kids, like it's more important to me that I make sure that I'm okay. So like when football ends for me, because it has to end at some time, I'm not beat up and can't be a dad to them. So that's my main focus right now. Like I'm not worried about nothing else, and the Chargers are on board with that, and my agent, like everybody's been so understanding with this, man. Just let me take the time that I need, and I really appreciate it.
Right. So there's no like specifics right now of
like I'm not.
This he's done with the Chargers, or like he'll be on IR for a couple weeks. He'll be on IR for 5 weeks for the whole season. For who knows? Like right now, it's just he's on IR and he's going to
take it day by day. Yeah. And when I start feeling better, I'll let him know. But I tried to do the concussion test. I don't know, like 4 days ago, and
where they ask you like they'll tell you like 10 numbers, and you have to like recite them backwards.
It was bad. It was a bad test, and so I'm for sure not ready for that. But like I said, this video isn't me saying, "Oh, I'm walking away from football." This video is me saying I'm taking this time to focus on my mental health and to make sure that this concussion and everything else is in order before I put my body back out there on the line, because football is a violent sport. Like it's violent. So I want to make sure if I'm out there that I'm out there 100%, not 50%, not 75%, not 80%, not 90%. I want to be 100% out there. So this video is so you guys can understand what happened and what it means to be waived IR, be put on IR. Like I'm not saying I'm gonna be there the whole year, but I'm saying I'm gonna take my time and to make sure that everything's okay. And the Chargers have talked and
to clarify, because I mean I think a lot of people just saw that and thought that Trey was released.
Right, and that's not the case.
Unfortunately, like not every team in the NFL is really great with injuries. Like some care about the players more than others, and the Chargers like have all been very supportive. Like Coach Lynn called Trey too.
I've talked to all of them. I talked to from the GM to the head coach to the defensive coordinator to the linebacker.
Which normally like the GM wouldn't be like getting involved really so much with injuries and all that.
So he's called me, texted me, and like reiterated that like, hey, I have kids, and this is how I want my kids to be treated, you know, in a situation like this. So they've been great, man. Like I can't even. They've been great to me, great to my family. But
it's bitter. Yeah, it's bittersweet to see like that the first like preseason game, like Cardinals coming up, like it's kind of sad to think like, oh, I'm not getting ready for us to go watch Trey, and like that we haven't been going to the practices and like enjoying like training camp, watching him do all the scrimmages. Like it's hard.
Sucks.
But man. I'm glad that they've let him at least be home with us.
It does suck. I do want to be out there with my dog, but I want to be a father first. Like, and that's what it's come down to. At this point in my career, like,
you don't want to risk it.
I gotta put my kids first in every decision I make, because at the end of the day, if I do all this for them, but then as I retire, I can't even enjoy my life with them, was it worth it?
Concussions are just so scary.
So if you have any more questions that you want to know more about, DM me on Twitter or comment down below. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. We just taking it day by day and see what happens. So.
All right. Sorry that we won't really be able to meet many more of you. Like Trey won't be out at training camp.
Yeah. So sorry. I don't know if they're like a Debbie Downer type of video.
It is, but it's okay. We're good.
Like, I mean, I'm fine. Like my head hurts.
It'll be okay.
But I mean, I'm gonna get through it. It's a scary thing, you know, man. It really is scary.
If we would have filmed this video 5 days ago, I would have been crying, because I cried a lot over those couple days and it was really stressful, like talking about it and talking about how he was that morning when he was talking to me. Just, we were in a much more like emotional state then.
Yeah.
But no.
We can see
we're good. It'll be okay.
It'll be okay. We just gotta believe it'll be okay day by day. So let me reiterate. I am not retiring from football. That's not what's happening. I am taking this time to focus on my mental health and my family.
Because I mean, he literally still is injured right now.
Well, my head,
so
my head.
You don't have a choice right now. You
still
can't pass concussion protocol.
Like having these lights on today, it's gonna really bug. Like, oh, it's gonna hurt. Like it hurts a lot. Even when I just like sit down and it just hurts. But I have to come make this video so people wouldn't think, why is he still posting practice videos? Like he ain't out here.
Right.
So those were from before I got hurt.
Have questions.
Right, and I've seen questions on my DM on Instagram, Twitter, and comments on Facebook.
People have even said like, oh, so like it's because of YouTube, like that he's like, oh well, now he can focus on having his YouTube take off, whatever. But like that's not the case. Like we'll still be doing YouTube, but football's not over.
Right.
We're still with the Chargers. Like,
right. So
he's hurt right now, and it'll take time.
It takes time. I just want to clarify that so people don't think, oh, Trey made a retirement video. This is not a retirement video.
An IR video.
This is about me going on IR. That's it. Not retirement. Yeah. So we Audi 5000.
Why would you say that? Stop.
But like always, even though I'm not out there practicing, it's Bo Gang.
Or doping. Treat people with kindness. Bye.
Stay litty.
Stop saying that.
Every day brings new life when I'm by your side.